There's hidden beauty in everyday substances, from your spice cabinet and your food cabinet, medicine cabinet, that can be revealed and photographed surprisingly easily. Some of the images are worthy of framing, like this aspirin crystal that I call Feathered Fountain. Crystals of ordinary table sugar, cream of tartar, magnesium tablet, and even Diet Coke. Let me show you how to do it. You will need access to a microscope, although it doesn't have to be as fancy as this. A hobby microscope or a school microscope should work just fine. You're also going to need a couple of polarizing filters. You can buy a package of 4 of these online for about $3. And when you turn them 90 degrees to each other, you block out most of the light. You could probably also get away with using an old pair of sunglasses, the lenses from them, clip-on sunglasses, as long as you make sure that they are in fact polarizing lenses. In this demo, I'm going to grow some tartaric acid crystals using some cream of tartar. Going to put about a tablespoon of water into a container and then sprinkle in a pinch of cream of tartar. You don't want too much. You want to give the crystals plenty of room to grow. You don't want to crowd them. You just have to play around with that. Once the cream of tartar is dissolved, we're going to add a liberal amount to a clean glass slide, covering most of the slide with it. And we're going to set it aside to evaporate as slowly as we can make it evaporate. The longer it takes, the bigger the crystals will be. So here's the slide with the cream of tartar on it that I've allowed to evaporate overnight. To see the effect of polarizing filters, one of them has to be below the specimen, so I'm going to put one directly over the illuminator, and one has to be above the specimen. It can either be here if you have a monocular microscope, or it can be, if you're going to use both eyes, then it needs to be here. In any case, you need to turn one of them until you start to see colors. You can adjust them to your liking. The darker the background, the more dramatic. You can take pictures with a cell phone. You can use a dedicated microscope camera, which is preferable, or you can just enjoy the view. As a former science teacher, I can imagine science fair projects at almost every level, from simply photographing crystals and explaining what polarized light is, to environmental effects on crystal size, such as temperature, evaporation rates, etc., to relating polarized light patterns to crystalline geometry. Don't be afraid to try lots of different substances, and be creative with names of substances that remind you of something.